Sagittarius, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you guys are doing really well. Thank you so much for being here. I have 33% off tarot card readings at the moment, so if you would be interested, head over to the website rubyreadstarot.com and book a reading there with me. Let's take a deep breath in. Let all of it go. rubyreadstarot.com if you want to book a reading. So we have Aquarius season coming up, and shortly after that Venus will be moving into Capricorn, and then there's a full moon in Leo, and then Uranus goes direct. That's a lot of really big energy for the end of January. This is a timeless reading, but I do think that the astrology currently is supportive of a few things. So whenever you find this message, it's for you. Sun moving into Aquarius right now, this energy, this savage middle of the winter energy, is a lot to do with shutting out, closing down, hibernating, and thinking about ideas, plans to get us to look beyond what we already know. Venus entering Capricorn is one of those cuffing season kind of energies. There is this element of wanting to settle down. I'm not going to take those. There is this value of loyalty, and there is this achieving mutual ambitions kind of drive to the time, especially in relationships, you know, partnerships and loving relationships. This full moon in Leo gives us a bit of swag that may have been missing. I'm going to take this one. First card out for you is the Chariot card, and this for me has everything to do with Uranus going direct in Taurus. Taurus, we know, is a sign of down-to-earth, grounded, pleasure-seeking, pragmatic, Venus-led earth energy. And Uranus has a lot to do with our living, how we live. Put the two together, it's got everything to do with our living arrangements, who we live with, how we live, etc. This Chariot card for me is suggesting you're either moving home, either there's a change in the occupants of the home, but I feel like there is going to be a lot of Ten of Wands. This is moving home. Do you see how he's carrying his stuff, his luggage, his baggage, his wands, and the Chariot card is home? You guys are moving home, and I think it's pretty safe to say that after a bit of a arduous, laborious, exhausting process of getting your shit together, you've grown a bit strong in the process of this, and I think it's safe to say it's time to drop the wands. You've made it home. I think you'll be relieved to know that it's time to drop the wands. It's time to drop the burdens, the baggage, the excess, all of that extra stuff that we know is just exhausting, heavy, draining. So here you are, Sagittarius. You are offered this chance to drop the burdens. Uranus going direct is the inevitable fundamental changes. And I think by you dropping your burdens or being in a situation where, you know what, finally it's okay to let go. Finally, it's okay to just, Eight of Swords, get out of this funk, you know, this headspace where it's been a little bit suffocating. I feel as if there is partly some self-accountability that needs to go with this. Yes, it's been arduous. Yes, it's been heavy, but I feel like somewhere along the line, you've kind of backed yourself into a bit of a limited prison of your own making in your thoughts, which is kind of adding limitation to you that you don't belong in. Do you see? It's very limiting. It's very self-restraining. It's very holding yourself back. And the King of Cups, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. An energy of emotional intelligence. Normally when this king comes up, it's normally like help being offered to the person I'm reading for. I feel like there is this supportive, emotional, Cancerian, I don't know why I said Cancerian, but I'm going to go with it. This energy of home, of nurture, of being able to drop the burdens, this energy of removing yourself from your own limitations, taking off the blindfolds and realizing that you're not as stuck as you might think you are. The Hermit and the High Priestess. Wow, Sag. Virgo energy. Could be a predominant Virgo in your life. Sag, you're kind of being asked right now to remove the limitations. Accept the good with the bad. You know, go with the flow a little bit. There might be a period of time where you're being asked to isolate. And I think right now where you have been feeling excessively burdened, and even, you know, let's be honest, sometimes life can just throw all these things at us one by one by one by one by one. And they accumulate, they add up. And next thing you know, you're not who you were. You're limited, you're burdened, you're pressed. It's just because all of these burdensome things were so jarring. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's almost as if you need to be emotionally intelligent right now to be able to ride the ebbs and flows of life. This king has built his entire identity, his entire throne on the constant flux of the ebb and flow. And it's a reminder that things are always changing. And here you are, you're just kind of being asked to just do a little bit of self-awareness exercises. Study yourself a little bit, get to know your patterns, get to know that your cycles, get to know how you feel about certain things, if you're genuinely okay with them. I think this is saying realistically, you might need to see what it is that you can do to allow yourself to go with the bad and the good and the bad. But there's a need here for you to really consider yourself limitless. And so if there is an affirmation that can really affirm to yourself that, you know what, you've made it through some of the darkest days, some of the hardest bits, the burdens that you have carried may have felt like they were taking over your life, and you know what, you've grown stronger in the process of it. You have. And it is time to drop the ones. And by dropping the ones, it might also mean that it is time to set yourself free a little bit. Remember who you are, Sag. This place that you've confound yourself into, there is this element of not having enough energy. There is this element of not feeling your normal self. And I feel like the thing here for you to remember is, Sag, you can't be your own enemy. The world's kind of tough enough, especially these days. And if we're not looking out for ourselves, and if our mindset is not 100% set to win, win, win. And let's be honest, life is cyclical. We're not always going to be the go-getter out here 1,000 miles an hour, mutable fire. If anyone can do it, you can. But this energy of not having everything that you need, or not feeling like that you can rely on yourself, I would say study what makes you you. And I would say use this hermit time, use this Virgo energy to do that necessary soul searching, that soul seeking. It's a happy time for you to drop the burdens and move home. But I feel like there is this energy that you will need to clear up when you finally get to, it's like this thing that happens. And I can attest to this, because since the last 10 years or so, life has just been like one thing after the other, after the other, after the other. When you get a chance to stop and you think, right, I'm going to drop these ones, I'm going to drop these burdens now. And you're cool to just, you know, relax and let it be and be happy and all the rest of it. And then you do the dropping of the burdens. And then next thing you know, you're overwhelmed with this energy or this emotion of what you've just been through. And I feel like that's what you're going through right now. It's almost like you've done the hard part, you've been through the hard part, and now the safest bit is you're able to make it home. Do you know what I mean? You're able to make it home. You're able to drop the burdens. You're able to set yourself free, as it were. There's a level of emotional intelligence that's being asked of you. And there is also this High Priestess energy of understanding that if you've been through what you've been through and you survived, then trust me, you're limitless. You can go through anything and survive. The thing here is, however, you might be put into isolation. You might be going through some form of isolation right now. And that's really just so that you can turn the lights on for yourself and illuminate a few things, truths paths, ways forward. First and foremost for yourself before anything and anyone else. And Sagittarius, you know what? You deserve it. Two of Wands. You deserve to have your time for you, to contemplate, to plan, to prepare. Don't take it as discontent and boredom. Take it as a period for you to get hyper organized. Especially when it comes to what you know that this new home means for you. What this new energy means for you. Could be a change in the occupants. Could be a literal new home. Cancerian energy is strong here. So it could be you and a Cancer. Either way, Sag, it's time to drop the burdens. And it's time to set yourself free. And it's time for an awakening. A bit of a spiritual evolution. That is going to come with a lot of emotional intelligence and a bit of time to do that soul searching and that soul seeking. Use this time wisely to plan and prepare. I don't think this time is about anyone else. It's about you, focusing on you and healing you and doing you. And I wish you all of the best with that, Sagittarius. If you enjoyed the reading, do give it a thumbs up. If you'd like, you can book a reading over at the website rubyreadstarot.com with 33% off. Thank you so much, guys. I shall catch you again.